rebuilt the engine, dropped it in, went to start it. The truck been sitting for a while, wasn't getting any fuel, so I replaced both fuel pumps. It ran pretty good off and on. It's running around the block, letting it run and that kind of thing. And then the front fuel pump started to cut out. So then I eventually replaced a few items. And now it's at the point where both fuel pumps are not working. I don't know if you've gotten a list of all the stuff that I've replaced.
Yes, sir.
So I'm kind of stuck. I'm going through the wiring. I recently replaced the ignition switch, and I'm not sure if with the ECM or the ignition switch, after replacing that, my odometer gauge, when you turn the key on, it goes all the way around to the 100 mile per hour, then back again.
Wow.
So there's a short somewhere there. I don't know if that's from the ECM or not, and how they programmed it. So I've replaced just about everything that I can think of on this that would be the problem. You have any ideas?
Well, I guess the first thing what we need to do, I got lots of ideas. The first thing we need to do is figure out if it's the no start problem, the fuel pump problem, is just related to the fuel pump circuit, or if it's related to if it's affecting the rest of the vehicle. Do you have a wiring diagram for the fuel pump circuit?
No, and as far as the electrical part, I'm lost on that stuff.
And this is a 1983?
93.
Oh, you got 83 in here. Hang on.
Oh,
You got 83. Yeah. That's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, 93.
All right, hang on here. Let's try this again. I was going through, as we were talking, I was going through 83 diagrams. 5.8. All right, this will make it way easier. Hang on. All right, fuel pump. Here we go. All right, way better. So I'm looking at a wiring diagram specific to the fuel pump circuit on the 93 F250 with 5.8. So if the fuel pumps aren't working, then we would just check power from the fuel pump relay, make sure the fuel pump relay is activating, and we just check power from the relay to the inertia cutoff switch to the fuel tank selector switch. So there's a dark green wire with a yellow stripe that comes from the relay that gets power when the relay activates, and it goes over to your inertia switch. And then from your inertia switch, it goes into the fuel tank selector switch. If I'm reading this correctly, it looks to be you got a red and a yellow, and then there's a yellow and a white. I don't know why. Looks like the red and yellow is for the front tank. Oh, I see. That's your cluster. Oh, I gotcha. All we need to focus on going into the fuel tank selector switch is the red wire with the yellow stripe. The other one's for your gauge, so don't worry about those other wires. So if we can find the cutoff switches, so we're just going to act real simple. We'll just do a super simple test, access this inertia switch, and you're going to measure battery voltage going into the switch on the dark gray wire with yellow stripe. So when cranking it over, we need to have battery voltage going in. And then coming out of the switch, there's a red wire with a yellow stripe. We need to have battery voltage. If that checks out good, the switch is good. The fuel cutoff switch is good. Then we go to the
what I did is I bypassed the inertia switch.
Yep.
So and then tried to crank it over, but nothing happened.
I would still want to know if there's battery voltage to the switch.
Gotcha.
Because when we just jumper the switch, the only thing we're doing is jumpering the switch. We have no idea if there's power, if the problem is before the switch or after the switch. That's why we need to check for voltage. And then what we would do is at the fuel tank selector switch, there's a red wire with a yellow stripe. The one we just checked coming out of the inertia switch needs to have battery voltage going into the fuel tank selector switch. And then when you're selected on, let's take a look here, the front tank, the solid red wire coming out of the fuel tank selector switch should have battery voltage. When you're selected on the rear tank, the brown wire with white stripe is going to have battery voltage. Front tank, red wire, rear tank, brown with a white stripe, sorry. So now let's just say you call me back and you say, there's no power, we don't have any power leaving the fuel pump relay on the dark green yellow wire. Then my question to you is going to be like, well, does the fuel pump relay activate? Does it click? Does it activate when you turn the key on? And if it doesn't...
That's something I have not checked.
If it doesn't, you're just going to have an assistant turn the key. If it doesn't, what we need to do is pull the relay out, and there's 4 female cavities and 4 male cavities. What we want to do is we want to check the female cavities for battery voltage. There's a red wire that looks like it comes probably from there might be like a PCM power relay, I bet. And then there's
That'd be on the relay itself?
It's actually the cavities is where the relay would plug into. So if you pull the relay out, now we're checking the female cavities for battery voltage.
So, alrighty. So let's see. I got to play with it. But from the to the inertia switch, what do I check for that?
Power comes in on the
Dark green wire with the yellow stripe.
Yep.
That's where the power comes in. And then going from there, I can check the front tank with the brown wire, white stripe. Or no, the front tank with the solid red, and the brown, and the rear tank with the brown wire, white stripe.
At the fuel tank selector switch, we can do that. Yep.
And so the tank selector switch would go to the inertia switch.
No, the inertia switch comes first.
Inertia switch to the tanks, and then to the relay.
No.
You get me confused. Like I said, I'm not. So sorry to start over.
No problem. And I apologize. So I had you actually check at the inertia switch first because that's the middle of the circuit. So I just picked something and I just had you test there. So that's why we started at the inertia switch. But where it starts is further upstream, closer to the battery, is fuel pump relay, or even before that. But in the fuse box under the hood, you got your fuel pump relay. So it leaves the fuel pump relay as the dark green wire with the yellow stripe, and then it goes over to your inertia switch. And then it leaves the inertia switch, goes to your fuel tank selector switch, and then it splits off and either goes to the front tank or the rear tank.
All right. So the relay to the inertia, to the fuel selector switch, to the tanks.
You got it. It's easy for me because I'm looking at a diagram.
All right. Well, I'll work on that, and then I will. And then I don't have your number, but if you would, do I call you or do I call?
You're going to reply back in the chat, my friend.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. You bet. You're welcome. I'll talk with you soon.
Bye.
All right.